Hey, I'm really excited about this. I ordered up this iCrimp PEX clamp and PEX clamp removal tool. Let's just get into it here. Okay, so this one you can buy in a pack that's called an all-in-one PEX cinch tool kit. So it comes with a couple pinch clamps and the tool and a cutter. And, you know, I thought it would be worthwhile checking out the full pack. You can buy this thing just alone as well. Let's open it up. All right, here's the cutter. It's pretty light. Let's just see how it cuts PEX pipe. You got to open it up pretty wide to fit 3/4 in there. But yeah, it cuts it just fine. Let's see if we can show you from a different angle here. So it's got a spring to assist you, but you got to kind of open it up just a little bit more to cut this 3/4 inch pipe. 1/2 inch just slides right in. That's a pretty flush cut. Pretty straight. That's not too bad. Now, this is the thing I'm excited about, though. So this is a PEX crimp tool. And there's setting 1 and setting 2 on it. Setting 1 is to crimp. Setting 2 is to cut crimps off. And that's why I got this, because I want to cut crimps off. Usually what happens is when you have one of these crimps on a piece of PEX, with the pipe and all that stuff, and you got to get this thing off, you're down to either using a set of pliers and just trying to brute force it off there, which with the 3/4 inches is possible to do. The smaller ones, the little 1/2 inch ones, these ones are really hard to pry off. I don't know why. Maybe my hands are just too big. Sometimes you're out there with like a set of mini bolt cutters and just cutting these things off. It's a real pain in the neck. Well, this claims to just cut them right off. So yeah, let's get in it here. Let's crimp a couple things and we'll cut the crimps off. Pretty straightforward. And I'll use their crimp rings. Let's start with a little 1/2 inch here. Okay, looking good so far. Here's where the magic happens. So we just put it in the jaws here, and then we got to close it. So let's see, we got to make sure this thing is opened up all the way. There we go. And that wasn't too bad to do one-handed. Take a look at the crimp. It appears to be crimped sufficiently. I'll call that a good crimp. I mean, that's if I get some good focus. We'll call that a good crimp. Okay. Let's try a 3/4 crimp. Now let's cut off a piece here so I'm not working with 50 feet of material. And we'll put it on. Let's put it on this valve here. So sometimes I'll put these in line. I don't really trust the plugs so much. I'll put one of these in line, turn off the water when I can't finish a job and I got to come back. So now these, you got to open them up a tiny bit to make them crimp. And they seem to hold on fine. So let's see if I can't one hand a 3/4 inch. It's too hard. So I'll use the table here to kind of help me. Let's take a look real close here as the jaws do their business. It does take some effort to do these 3/4. So this isn't, it's not something you're going to do one-handed, but it does have the trick where it won't release until you're all the way to the end. Then your little ratchet bugger here hits this spot and it releases. Okay, but let's see the reason I actually bought these things. So we flip them over. Whoops. So we flip them over. And we're going to unlock this clip. Okay. And we're going to flip it here. And we're going to change this from 1 to 2. So now it's on number 2, pointing at this red dot. Push that in, flip it, lock it in. Okay, now we're in cutting mode. So let's cut off the crimp we just made. I think we just put it in the straight way or put it in a crooked way. I don't know. I think we put it in kind of sideways here. So is there enough clearance to do this against this fitting? Pretty close. Let's put it in the vise so we can see a close-up of this going on. Okay, here we go. Maybe you just grab it the normal way. Let's try that. Nope, that crimped it more. So you've got to go opposite to the way you crimp it. And these things are just supposed to cut. Whoa! That was really easy to get that off. The hardest part's going to be getting this thing out of the pecs. You got to heat this up to remove that. I don't have a lighter with me. Let's try the little 1/2 inch. Yeah, look at that. It's just completely sliced off. That's perfect. I mean, that was much easier than I thought it was going to be. Okay, here we go. These are the ones that are always a dickens. I don't know why. My vise just fell apart. Bear with me here. Right there. Okay, so we go opposite. See, it's really easy with something like this with nothing overhanging. So we go opposite to where you crimp it. It does take some effort. You got to kind of get on the ends of the handles. Yeah, that is busted clean off. That thing's, wow. That's really impressive, actually. Yeah, you can see when you are clamping, it doesn't quite close all the way. That's the idea here. There's a little daylight in there. But when you're cutting, lock it in. When you're cutting, those jaws come all the way together. So, simple idea, but nobody else seems to do that. This is really cool. Holy smokes, so what's the verdict on this thing? It doesn't crimp as hard or as well, you know, as your really expensive crimp tools, but boy, oh boy, being able to cut the clamps off with these jaws. Look at these guys. And with this compound action it has on the ratcheting, it does a really good job. It takes a little bit of effort to start the cut, but then just boop through like butter. This thing, I am so happy I got it. This is going to make my life so much easier because we're always changing around fittings over here for one reason or another. I guess I can't make my mind up when it comes to plumbing. So yeah, the iCrimp PEX clamp tool. It's a 2-in-1.